So, so everybody, so we're starting. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for coming on a Sunday morning when we don't have so many free days, and very grateful that you're all here. So we will start with the invocation. We will start again with this pronunciation, the syllable Aum. Like I was talking to Rob here, it's an actual vibration on its own accord. Like when we chant mantras, Hare Krishna, we're actually chanting, right? But Aum forms on its own when we just close the jaw. So we vibrate Ah, and by closing the jaw, you see, the syllable is not really oo, it's r. So by closing the jaw, it pushes against the palate, the chakra of the palate. So we will do that 3 times together with pranayam. So just be conscious, because when done correctly, it creates space. Because like I mentioned yesterday, first there was sound. From sound, ether was created, space, which remained and transformed into air, which remained and transformed into fire, which remained and transformed into water and earth. 5 elements. The creation started like that. From the sound vibrations, very powerful. Aum. So even when we chant the invocation, it's Om Namo Bhagavate, because then we're singing it, but the actual vibration of that syllable is, so we will do that together when we close our eyes, but just kind of see, don't be self-conscious, just let the jaw hang. So the oo is 2 times longer than the ah, and the is 2 times longer than the oo, and the ma is vibrating here. There's a small hole. It's called the Brahmarandhra. When babies are born, it's a soft spot. It closes, but it never completely closes. There's still a small hole here. When the yogis leave, they split the body, they leave out here, Brahmarandhra. So just to kind of situate ourselves, we will do that pranayam. So sitting straight, the hand is whatever mudra we want, on the knees. And from the belly chakra, we will vibrate Ah and bring it up to Oo, the palate, and then the Brahmarandhra. So deep breath, everybody. Eyes closed. When we come to the belly pushes in and pushes the mantra out. And like that, we push everything that is weighing our physical body down. So one more time, deep breath, let jaw hang open. Don't forget, the oo is 2 times longer than the ah, and the is 2 times longer than the oo. So we slowly close our jaw and we hold it at the palate for a while. And then we go completely closed mouth. Is buzzing on the top of the head. Everybody deep breath. Breathe normally.
Bhagavate One more time, a little deeper from the heart.
Thank you, everyone. So, we've worked a little bit. We're all present here. I know all our focus is here right now. So, who amongst you practices sadhana? So, can you tell me what sadhana means? Yes? Practice. Yeah. Sadhana, the exact word would be, the exact translation, sadachar, is behavior. Behavior according to Vaidhi sadhana Vaidhi means rules and regulations, something we don't really like to hear sometimes. And bhakti, if we do Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, the rules and regulations that gives a structure to behavior in loving devotion, if we want sadhana bhakti. Now, if we want bhakti, because we could have rules and regulations that gives us a certain behavior that if we want to be a yogi who wants to levitate, for instance, they do exist. Here, I mean, in the Himalayas, you do have very powerful living entities. So then we would need a different set of behavior. That would be much more austere, much more difficult about controlling the body and the mind. So yesterday when we were talking, unveiling our divinity, it's the same journey that we are taking. The divine, so once we realize we are soul, then the body is a vehicle for us to do whatever we want with it. Like, I buy a car, and I'm driving the car. If somebody hits me, we go, the guy just hit me. My bumper is all torn or whatever. But it's not me really, but that's how we talk. We talk in the same way for this, concerning this body. It's the same kind of talk. I'm not the body, but that's how I talk, because I identify. So once I realize I'm separate, but I'm using the body, then I do whatever I want. But that's a very elevated state of consciousness. And do we want that? Because then what do we do with that? We control nature. We can. There was this one girl who told us she went to this, it was like a spiritual gathering, more like a mystical gathering. It was raining. That was in Croatia. It was raining very heavily. But they needed to be out there to build the fire and to start all the rituals. So the leader, he said, I'm going to do something that I almost never do. He stopped rain just in a circle. That was quite amazing. It was something she had never seen before. Sometimes when you're driving, it's raining and you just cross that line where it stops raining. Maybe you've experienced that. All of a sudden, we're driving, it's not raining, and we just enter that line where it starts to rain. But behind it's not raining. So these things are possible. If somebody has the power, it's it's an acquired power, comes with a lot of austerities. It's possible. But is this what we want? We have to know. Uncovering my divinity would be that also. I'm able to control nature. Part of it, because we're not God. Part of it we can. But bhakti means loving devotion, but unto whom? There's a goal there. There's a personality. There's a bhakta. If we practice sadhana, we are called bhakta. And the process is bhakti. And then there's a goal. a personal divinity, like we talked yesterday. Whoever we want it to be, you know. Normally devotion means directly Vishnu, Rama, the all different names of Vishnu and Rama. Not really Shiva or Durga. Shiva is a very powerful personality, extremely powerful. But if you see, wherever he is, he's meditating. But some of us are Shiva Bhaktas. There's no problem with that. But if we want to have a relationship with divinity where we are also the enjoyers, it's not possible with anybody else, except with Krishna, Vishnu, Rama, or the different names of Vishnu. Because there we have a relationship. With, for instance, because I used to worship Shiva, that's why I'm talking about Shiva. If we are very serious about sadhana, and we want to understand what is this life, why am I born? Why do I live? Why do people die? I remember being 12 years old and asking myself, but why do I live just to die? Does it make a sense? Any sense? It didn't make sense to me, to a 12-year-old mind, because I was looking around and I was saying, but people are not really happy, so I'm going to live not really happy just to die. And I should die now, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. When one has such deep, profound questions, then the only way where the questions are answered is through bhakti. Like I said yesterday, they're very, very minimal. Bhakti Shastra are less than 1% of the massive Vedas and Vedic literatures. So sadhana is living. It's a behavior. It's a practice that we do that is actually living. And one of the first things that we start is we regulate the tongue. Because like we also mentioned yesterday, yoga is about control. And those of you I've seen, who do regularly probably asanas, the more the body is controlled, the more you feel in control. Because then you can sit for hours. Actually, traditionally, all these asanas, they were not a goal in themselves. It was to lead to dhyana yoga. Dhyana meaning meditation. Who can sit for hours if the body is not fit? So that's why all these asanas were important. And one of the first things that we learn what to control and how to control is the tongue. Believe me, it's the most difficult thing to control out of all the senses that we have. Even the lower senses, the tongue is the most difficult to control. If we can control the tongue, we control all the other senses. So the tongue is controlled two ways. It's easy, logically, think about it. So what would be one way? How do we control the tongue? Which means talking, yeah. We regulate what we talk. We regulate, we try not to be aggressive in our words. When we feel disturbed, we take that deep breath, which gives the mind some time to act, and then we can control our words. So the tongue is controlled with speech, and the other way that we control the tongue? Eating. Exactly. Very, very, very important. What goes in is what makes us. Our eating determines our mind. Our eating determines the kind of body that we get also. So what we eat is important. So that's why in Bhakti Yoga, we are not only vegetarian, we also don't eat certain things. Like onions and garlic we don't eat. Now, I'm just saying what it is. The choice is yours. Like I said, there's nothing is forced. You do something when you feel you've come to that level, you're able, you're ready. So I'm just saying what it is, what is the highest level. I remember going to India for the first time in 1982, and most vegetarian restaurants never served onions and garlic. It was understood. But nowadays when you go, you have to look for that restaurant that doesn't serve onions and garlic. It's, I don't know what you call it. It's moved on so fast. So I'm just saying what the highest practice is, and you can choose if you want to do it or not. So we don't eat onions, we don't eat garlic because they are an excitant. It's excitant. There's too many languages in my mind. It disturbs the mind. It can too much. And then because we also do deity worship, the form. Now the form that we see in temples, they're not imagined. It's not that somebody thought, oh, that would be nice. Let me draw somebody standing on one leg and the other leg is tipping somewhat. Oh, that looks nice. And then the hip goes this way and he has a flute in his hand. No, it's not. I don't imagine that. These are passed down, just like the mantras are passed down from the Vedic literatures. So when we do deity worship, it is said we are directly in contact with God. Now, in some places in India, miracles do happen with the deities. And that's why it's continued since thousands of years. Deity worship has gone on like that because they are not just idol worship. And when we go close to the deity, we should not be smelling. It's one of the things. And onions and garlic would produce very strong bodily odor. And that's one of the reasons why we don't also eat onions and garlic. Now that's the tongue. And then yesterday, I remember, most of you were here, we said, so today, if you go, and when you wake up in the morning, after you take your shower, so for 1 minute, you go to that sacred space and you chant this Hare Krishna mantra. Anybody did that? Oh, nice, thank you. And so this is one of the behavior of the practice that we do. We try to push a little bit, Sometimes when we come to spiritual practice, we think it's according to what I feel. And I cannot do that actually, because what I feel, it changes all the time. Today I feel like a donut. Tomorrow I feel like something else, a cake. So if I go according to my feelings, that I will end up a very confused person. So look at nature. Everything is controlled. The sun is rising always on the eastern horizon. It doesn't say, well, today I feel not to set and let me rise from the north. Everything in nature is controlled. So if we want some kind of result in bhakti, in our spiritual practice, there's a process. And we push a little bit. So if we get up even 10 minutes earlier than we usually do, just to practice this mantra chanting, which we will practice right now. Now, we chanted in pranayam, Aum. So we heard since yesterday that we are trying to hear the mantra, Hare Krishna and Rama. Now, all of you sitting here, how many heard the mantra the whole time during Kirtan without the mind running away? Raise your hand. No one, right? And our mind running away, and we had to bring it to the mantra, how many? All of us. So there's a technique to try to control the mind when we chant, also when we chant mantras. So we try to chant in pranayama. So it depends, I have asthma since I'm a kid. So sometimes I can do 2 mantras in one breath. One sometimes, depending on how clear my lungs are. But some people can do 3 or 4. So basically it goes like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. I could do 2. So that, we will practice that together when we are able to do that in pranayama, one breath. It's amazing how the mind is focused on the mantra. All I see is the mantra. And that's called chanting with a connection. If I'm able to do that for one bead. See, when we sit down in Kirtan, it's different from sadhana. Sadhana, for instance, we have beads, 108, and we chant one round of mala, the same mantra that I just chanted, the Hare Krishna mantra. We chant 16 times 108. Now, we chant 16 times because we promised. Not everyone chants 16 times. Oh, sorry. Some people may chant 1. Some people may chant 2. But if we want to feel that result of enlightenment and elevation of the mind, then it requires a certain procedure, a certain structure. And like I mentioned before, if we go to according to feelings, then we will try many things and end up basically nowhere. End up very confused. It will take a few lifetimes before we choose one. Whatever we choose one, we go with it, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to chant Om Namo Shivaya. If you want to do that, then you do that. But obviously, because it's a bhakti retreat that we're doing, we will stick to Krishna, and we will chant Krishna's names. So everyone, we will try that. We will breathe deeply and try to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which we all know, in one breath, as many complete mantras as you can. Now, you may think, maybe if I chant slowly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, it doesn't really work because it gives space to the mind to go different places. We try to pronounce every single word and chant as fast as we can. So everyone, Padmasana if you can, and deep breath. Everyone according to their own. If you can breathe deeper, more mantras, shallower like me, 2 mantras, 1 breath, and then we'll talk again. Yeah? Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So how many did 3 mantras? More than 3. How many, the most? 4? 5? 4? 4 mantras. How many else did 4 mantras? Pretty good. And we will try that again. So, because everybody is chanting, it could be difficult to hear your own chanting. So basically, this is chanting for oneself. It's japa. And try to focus on our own chanting. It takes a few times before we get used to it. shut out your neighbor. Don't listen to what your neighbor is chanting. And I will also not chant in the microphone. And so hear yourself. Just try to hear yourself. So deep breath and start whenever you want. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So was the chanting better? Could you hear yourself better this time? So it's a practice. Nothing about spiritual practice is overnight. Nothing. Actually, nothing that is truly valuable happens overnight. It takes time. And so we've covered the tongue, the practice, and what we eat and how we practice our japa. Now, all you have to do is just add this to your everyday life. You don't need too much. It is said 4 kinds of people come to God. 4 kinds. The one who's curious, someone who is not curious. It is said 4 kinds of pious people come to God. The one who is not pious, the curious person who is not pious, is not going to come to God. Once I was watching Forensic Files. That little boy, he killed 2 other little children and he cut them up. When asked, why did you do that? He said, I was curious. He was just curious how things work. When you cut a finger, what happens? When you cut the head, what's in there? So curiosity, not everyone who is curious is going to come to God. It is said one who is in distress also comes, a pious person in distress comes to God. An impious person in distress is going to do something else. Steal or so many other things. One who is the distress, the curious, the one no before that. The one who's looking for money. Also, if he's not pious, that person is definitely going to steal. But if one who is pious, he comes to God. Oh God, please give me some money. Give me that good job. Give me this, give me that. And someone who is in knowledge, if he's not pious and he invents stuff for the destruction of the world. But one who is pious, he comes and says, oh, so how does this all work? And wants to know how it works. And so he researches by reading spiritual books. So we fall into one of those categories, one or a mixture of those categories. And to be able to continue in spiritual practices, we need that sangha, it's called association. That's why we have this bhakti center. We come, we do kirtan. We have friends who take us maybe to some very old holy places. In India, we travel together. And we do, which is called pilgrimage, like that. But it's not really pilgrimage, really. Pilgrimage would mean more like I'm going to do something so that I get some benefit out of it. But more like we try to authenticate what we are doing. And there are many ways to do that. So sadhana is living. And it's very important to keep a routine of it. We do not reach heights of any kind if we do not practice. It's been always like that. That person who becomes an associate in a lawyer's firm or elite doctors association has been working very hard and practicing non-stop. Now, what to speak of spiritual life? What are we looking for? A connection, an association with the personal God. And that will take a lot of sincerity, because it is possible. Our great Guru says, it is possible to see Krishna face to face in this very lifetime. Think about it. It is possible. There's so many things that happen when we go to India, for instance. We go to the place called Vrindavan, where Krishna had his pastimes. And we go to places that are a bit outside of where most people go. A bit, far away. And there's a place that we always go, we love to go, it's called Kamyavan. And there you have footprints of Krishna in the rocks, actual prints of toes. And I remember the first time we had a retreat, we had people from all over the world. It was not many, about 10. And we went there, up there, to see the handprint, the footprint, big print, with all the toes you can see in the rock. And they were like, oh my God, it's real. It's actually real. They were so completely struck by what they were seeing. So when we go to such places, then all this becomes real. It is real. So that particular place, Kamyavan, Krishna was fighting with a bird demon. He had stolen all of Krishna's friends and put them in a cave. And I think he was in the form of a hawk or something. He had talents, right? Because he was a bird, so he was flying in the sky. And Krishna would fly with him in the sky because he would grip Krishna trying to kill him. And then when he would fall back on earth, so Krishna fell on that mountain, where he fell, that rock melted and had prints of his hand and his feet. And he fell in a way like the karate master falls, with the hand in between, because in between, and he pushes himself back up. And Krishna's friend, Balaram, when the fighting was going on, the universe was rocking. So what Balaram did, he went on one rock, he put his foot firmly on that rock to stabilize the universe. And when we go there, that print of that one foot is so distinct. It's mind-blowing. And around there also is a very old deity of Tulasi. Tulasi is, she's a devotee of Krishna. She's in the form of a plant, but she's also a deity. So that deity of Tulasi, a deity of a goddess, is very old, 5,000 years old. When the Muslims were attacking, so they were running away with all the deities into Rajasthan, the neighboring district, because the neighboring district had a lot of kings who could protect the deities. So when they arrived on the boundary between where Vrindavan is and Rajasthan, they put the deity, they spent the night. And the next day they could not move her because she did not want to leave the area of where Krishna had the pastimes. So she stayed there. So she's still there when we go. And she's so powerful. So I had a personal experience. In the 1990s, this young girl came and stayed in a room with me in Vrindavan. So she was at that time maybe 16 years old. And she was born in Krishna, in the temple, in the Hare Krishna temple. She grew up, but she was completely in love with Michael Jackson. Completely. So one day some visitors came and I was taking them around. And I was going to Vrinda Devi, Kamyavan, that part. And she told me, I heard the deity is very powerful, can fulfill all your desires. I said, yeah, I heard the same thing. She said, I have a letter for Vrinda Devi, the deity. I said, okay. So she wrote, she was Italian, so she wrote in Italian. She told me, you go in front of the deity, you open the letter, and you show it to her. So I did, I did not know what to do. I left the letter there. I came back. Did you do that? Yes, I did. So our stay was over. I went back to Mauritius, where I was living at that time. She went back to Italy. And I never had contact with her, but I had a lot of Italian friends. So 1 month later, this girl writes to me. I think she phoned me, my good Italian friend. She said, Radhika, you won't believe it. I said, what? Michael Jackson came to Europe. Devaki, that's an Italian girl. Devaki followed him everywhere with a Bhagavatam book, a Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the scriptures, literatures. And at one place, somehow, there she was. She went up to him, spoke to him, gave him the book. I said, what? I mean, to me, Michael Jackson is probably, like I mentioned, more difficult to meet than a president or minister of a country. Because they want votes, they will meet you. But Michael Jackson? So it was a personal experience. I was so shocked. How, really? So many things happen in those holy places that are unexplainable, cannot be explained. I'll just tell another story before we start Kirtan. There's one place where we went, it's called Ujjain, and there's a Shiva Linga there, a linga of Lord Shiva, of course. Very, very old, very old. Actually, Ujjain, there's a very special place. There's a big old Shiva Linga. They can't place when he was installed, where he came from. It is said that universal time is calculated from that Shiva Linga. Just like in England you have Greenwich Meridian time. Time is calculated like that. It's in the same way from that big Shiva Linga, time is calculated. And he's bathed every day with ashes of a pure Brahmana, of a Brahman caste who is dead, burnt, and Shiva is bathed with those ashes. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Can you imagine? I mean, there's things that have, unless the mind is flexible and is able to see three-dimensionally, it's impossible to understand. So there's another Shiva Linga we visited. When you enter the temple, you're like, oh my God, that smell. It smells like alcohol. So every single day they offer gin or whiskey or whatever to Lord Shiva, pouring that on the Shiva Linga. And when they recuperate, there's only half of it that they recuperate. They say Shiva is drinking the rest. So during the British time, they, no way. So they dug underneath to see where is the rest of the alcohol going. Nowhere. They tried. They experimented. It's going nowhere. So Shiva probably really is drinking. But Shiva also smokes marijuana, right? But he also drank an ocean of poison. That's why it's called Nilakanta. Here it's blue because he held it there. So some things we can do, some things we cannot do, and we should not imitate. Otherwise, we're going to go mad. And so Madhava will start Kirtan. Just kind of remember, we are trying to become bhaktas. And bhakta means a process. And right now, when he starts Kirtan, we will try to bring the mind to the mantra, like we tried. And if it goes away, do not be disturbed. It's the nature of the mind in this Kali Yuga. That it's going to go, it's going to run. Do not be disturbed. Let it go. That's another thing. Do not live in the past. Let things go. Otherwise, they burden us. Let it go and we try again. That's also a training of letting go, being here in the present, and not hanging on a future that doesn't exist, and hardly being in the present. Hare Krishna.
Namaham Vishmadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharini Nirvishesha Srinivadi Vasadyadi Satari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Little louder, little louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again, a little deeper from the heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time, very loudly, with love. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ladies, gentlemen, please. Everyone together, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time from the heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. From the heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Everyone together, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody from the heart, Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. One more time again, a little louder. Ladies, gentlemen, I can't hear you guys. A little louder. Everybody a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody from the heart. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Everybody a little louder. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. A little louder from the heart. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Just stretch a little bit. We're going to do just a couple of minutes. Just going to get the kartals, the cymbals ready. Going to have a little workshop. I'm going to show you guys how to play those rhythms here. Yes, sure.
When we're saying that mantra, when we're saying it slow, yeah, it sounds like Hare Rama. When we're saying it fast, does it go to Rama? Hare Rama? Or are people still saying Hare Rama?
Rama. It's Rama.
Rama, even when it's
Yeah, everyone's fast.
I'm only hearing Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. It's like, not totally pronounced, but it's Rama. Yeah. All right. Okay, everyone's got some kartals. Okay, Ayan's distributing the kartals. So this instrument right here, they look very small, but they're actually quite dangerous in the wrong hands. It's a rhythm instrument. It's a rhythm instrument. So the way kirtan works is that the mridanga player, the drummer, follows the rhythm of the singer, of the kirtan leader. And the kartals follows the rhythm of the drummer. So if the kartals is going a little faster, then it's going to put pressure on the drum to go faster. then it's going to put pressure on the kirtan leader to go faster. And he doesn't want to go fast yet. You know, the fast part comes naturally. You know, when we singing the mantra, when the kirtan builds up, then the intensity of the kirtan builds up. And then the rhythm picks up, right? So kirtan is teamwork. It's not like everyone does their own thing. It's not about the ego. It's not about showing off, you know, the musical, you know, talents that we have. You know, but kirtan is seriously about working together to glorify the Lord. So I'm going to show you a couple of rhythms, you know, which you can use at home, you know, if you have a pair of kartals, or if you have a little singing group, kirtan group, you can, you know, always, you know, bring your kartals and play along. So very first thing is how we hold the kartal. So we're going to start with the right hand. sound, he's basically leading the fingers